I hope you never get this phone call at 3 a.m. But these people did, and that's what made them call the police and ask for help. These are 3 disturbing, true hidden camera horror stories. In the middle of the night, a guy was awoken in his bed by a strange noise coming from downstairs. Thinking nothing of it, he just rolled over and tried to fall back asleep. Then the noise happened again, and it sounded like someone had dropped something heavy. He got out of bed to investigate and make sure everything was okay. There was no one in sight. The man then noticed that his front door was wide open and outside his window was smashed. So clearly someone had snuck into his house while he was sleeping and had broken the window to get in. This was absolutely terrifying for him. He decided to check the security footage to see exactly what had happened and who it was that had broken into his home. As he looked through the footage, his face went pale. What he saw on the screen was not human. The footage showed a creature dragging itself closer and closer to the front door. It had no legs and was moving in a way that no human ever could. It pushed against the door with its head, and it wasn't long before it managed to push it open and let itself in. The man watched in disbelief as the creature walked around his hallway, looking for whatever it was that it wanted. It went up the stairs and then disappeared from view. He decided to fast forward the footage and was shocked when he realized what it was doing. The creature had entered his bedroom and was now standing next to his bed, looking at him as he slept. It then started moving closer and closer, inching towards him as if it was trying to get into his bed. The man sped the video up even more to see if it attacked him or not. But instead of attacking him, the creature just stood there for hours. It was almost like it was guarding him or waiting for something. The man couldn't understand what this thing wanted, so he called the police and told them about the situation. When they arrived, they searched the house but found no sign of a break-in or any other signs of the creature. They looked through the security footage, too, but all they saw was a technical error. This is because the creature had somehow disabled the security system and blocked the cameras so they wouldn't work. To this day, the man still lives in that house, but he has never forgotten what that creature did to him. He knows that one day it will come back and he will have to fight for his life. The next story is about a woman who got a horrifying phone call from her ex-boyfriend. A girl was getting ready for bed when she heard a knock at the door. She opened it and was surprised to see that it was just her ex-boyfriend. They hadn't spoken in months, so she was confused as to why he was here. He said that he just wanted to say hi and see how she was doing, and after a few minutes of chatting, he left. A little while later, she went into her kitchen to grab a drink when she saw something shocking on her hidden camera. It was footage of her ex-boyfriend from earlier in the day, when he had first come to her house. But there was something strange about it. He wasn't standing at the front door like she had seen him. He was actually hiding behind a bush across the street. The camera had caught his face clearly, and she could see that he wasn't smiling anymore. His eyes were filled with hatred and he was growling as he watched her house. This was terrifying for her. She had no idea that he had been stalking her for months, and she was scared that he would eventually attack her. She checked the rest of the footage and realized that he had been visiting her house every day for weeks. Sometimes he would stand in her driveway and stare at the house. Other times, he would walk around the block and peek in her windows. She couldn't believe that he had been watching her for so long, and she was scared to think about what he might do next. She decided to change all of her locks and install an alarm system. And from that day forward, she never saw him again. The next story is about a dad who found a hidden camera in his daughter's bathroom. A father was helping his daughter decorate her bedroom when she asked him to take a look at something funny she had found. She took him into her bathroom and showed him a small hole in the ceiling. When he looked into it, he could see a blinking red light. He told her to stay in the room while he went to investigate. He climbed onto a chair and reached up to the hole to try and see what was going on. That's when he felt something wet trickle down his hand. He pulled it away and looked at it closely. It was a tiny drop of water. But then he realized that there was a small camera attached to the pipe in the ceiling. It was recording everything that was happening in the bathroom. He quickly jumped down from the chair and told his daughter to run out of the room. He didn't know who had put the camera there or what they were planning to do with the footage, but he wasn't going to take any chances. He ripped the camera from the ceiling and threw it to the ground, where he smashed it. Then he went to his computer and checked the footage to see if anything had been recorded. Luckily, it was an old camera and it had been full for a while. There was nothing on it except for some static. He knew that whoever had put the camera there would be back to check the footage. So he set up his own hidden camera in the bathroom to catch them in the act. A few days later, he was sitting in his chair watching the monitor when he saw a young man climb into the bathroom. It was his daughter's friend. He had been the one who had put the camera in the ceiling. The father immediately got up from his chair and walked into the bathroom. The boy froze when he saw him and tried to run, but it was too late. The father grabbed him and threw him to the ground. He then called the police and told them to come to his house as soon as possible. When they arrived, they arrested the boy and searched his house. That's when they found another hidden camera in his room. They also found several videos that he had recorded in the bathroom. The father was furious when he saw the footage. Not only had the boy recorded his daughter without her knowledge, but he had also recorded other girls who used the bathroom at school. He was charged with voyeurism and possession of stolen property and was banned from ever going near his daughter again. Which story did you find most disturbing? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to hear more scary stories, I might have to tell you about the time my brother and I found a creepy doll in the woods. Until next time, don't forget to stay safe out there, because there are some things in this world that we should never see.